Inner peace. The importance of calmness and self-control. The possession of truth is the key to self-possession. The purified mind and true life have no room for hurry, excitement, anxiety, or fear. Self-conquest leads to perpetual calm, which radiates a luster to all virtues. Calmness is like the halo surrounding the head of a saint, adding a shining aura to all that is virtuous. Without calmness, a man's strength is nothing but an exaggerated weakness. What is a person's spiritual or human strength if they loses their balance at every petty disturbance from the outside world? What kind of enduring influence can a person have if they forget their self in sinful abandonment or unseemly rage during moments of temptation and crisis? The virtuous put a check on oneself and keep a watchful eye on their passions and emotions. This way, they gain control of their minds and gradually acquire calmness. As they acquire calmness, they also gain influence, power, greatness, abiding joy, and a fullness and completeness of life. Those who do not put a check on oneself, whose emotions and passions are their masters, who crave excitement and race after unholy pleasures, are not yet ready for a life of joyful victory. They cannot appreciate or receive the beautiful jewel of calmness. They may pray for peace with their lips, but they do not desire it in their hearts. Or, the word peace may only mean another kind of periodic pleasure that they wish to enjoy. In the life of calm, there are no fitful periods of sinful excitement followed by reactionary hours of sorrow and remorse. There are no foolish elations followed by equally foolish depressions, no degrading actions followed by misery and loss of self-respect. The life of calm is a life of boldness, strength, and self-possession. It is a life of virtuous influence, power, and greatness. It is a life of abiding joy, fullness, and completeness. It is a life worth living. In this world of chaos and confusion, it is easy to get lost in the distractions and disturbances that surround us. But amidst all the noise and commotion, there is one thing that remains constant: truth. And truth, my friends, is forever encircled with peace. The calm life is a new unbroken delight, where even the most mundane duties become a source of joy for the right-seeing person. In this state of tranquility, the word duty takes on a new meaning. It is no longer opposed to happiness, but rather, it is one with happiness. The calm person cannot separate joy from duty, for such separation belongs to the mind and life of the pleasure hunter and lover of excitement. But let us not be fooled, my friends. Calmness is not easily attained, for we often cling blindly to the lower disturbances of the mind for the passing pleasure they afford. Even sorrow is sometimes selfishly gloated over as a kind of occasional luxury. However, the way to attain calmness is simple. It consists of abandoning all those excitements and disturbances that are opposed to it, and fortifying oneself in steadfast virtues that do not change with changing events and circumstances. To find peace, one must conquer oneself, striving day by day for greater self-possession, greater self-control, and greater calmness of mind. It is only through persistent practice that we can gain self-command and become a joy to ourselves and a blessing to others. Each little victory gained is so much more calmness acquired and added to our character as an eternal possession. So let us strive, my friend, to conquer our weaknesses and understand how to eliminate them from our character. Let us not give way, but rather, let us continue to strive until we become victorious. For in the end, it is only through the attainment of calmness that we can find true peace and everlasting happiness. By constantly overcoming oneself, a person gains a profound understanding of the intricate workings of their mind. This divine knowledge enables them to establish a sense of calmness that is unshakable, even in the face of life's most tumultuous storms. Without self-knowledge, there can be no lasting peace of mind. Those who are consumed by wild passions cannot hope to approach the holy place where calmness reigns. The weak person is like a rider who has mounted an excited horse, only to be carried away by its wild and unpredictable nature. The strong person, on the other hand, is like a skilled rider who governs the steed with a masterful hand, directing it wherever he desires. Calmness is the crowning beauty of a character that is becoming divine. It is restful and peace-giving to all who come in contact with it. Those who are still struggling with weakness and doubt find the presence of a calm mind to be a soothing lotion for their troubled souls. It inspires their faltering feet and offers healing and comfort in times of sorrow. For the person who is strong enough to overcome themselves is also strong enough to help others. They have conquered soul weariness and are equipped to help the weary on their journey. The calmness of mind that is not disturbed by trials, emergencies, accusations and slanders of others is born of great spiritual strength. It is a testament to the power of self-mastery and the ability to rise above the chaos of the world. So let us strive to become strong, capable, and blessed, fit to perform our duties faultlessly and to meet all events with an untroubled spirit. Even if we do not reach the supreme calm that is our ultimate goal, we will still leave the world a little richer for having known the goodness of our presence. The mark of a truly enlightened and wise individual is the ability to maintain a calm and collected mind. This state of being is one of the highest forms of mental elevation. A person who possesses such a serene disposition is divinely gentle yet externally strong. They do not lose their composure or forget their inner peace, even when faced with falsehoods and indignities. This level of tranquility is the perfect flower of self-control, which has been attained through a long and arduous process of purification and enduring the fires of suffering. The calm individual has discovered the wellspring of both happiness and knowledge within themselves, a source that can never run dry. Their powers are at their full command, and there is no limit to their resources. They approach life with a sense of originality and power, dealing with things as they are, rather than mere opinions about them. Any opinions they may hold are no longer held in high regard, as they recognize them as mere opinions, and therefore of no essential value. Egotism has been abolished, and through obedience to the laws of nature and the universe, they have become one with the universal power. Their resources are not blocked by selfishness, and their energies not hindered by pride. They no longer regard anything as their own, not even their virtues, which belong to truth and not exclusively to their person. They have become a conscious principle of universal power, no longer a mean, seeking petty personal ends. By putting away self, they have also put away the greed, misery, troubles, and fears that belong to self. They act calmly and accept all consequences with equal calmness. They are efficient and accurate, perceiving all that is involved in any undertaking. They do not work blindly, knowing that there is no chance of favor. The calm individual is a force to be reckoned with, possessing a level of mental clarity and strength that is unmatched. The mind of the calm person is powerful. It is like the surface of a still lake, reflecting life and all its wonders with perfect clarity. In contrast, the troubled mind is like the turbulent surface of the lake, distorting everything that falls upon it. The self-conquered person, gazing into the serene depths within him, sees a just reflection of the universe. He sees the universal perfection and the equity in his own destiny. Even the things that the world deems unjust and grievous are joyfully accepted as portions of the perfect whole, for they are the effects of his own past deeds. The calm person's tranquility remains with them, providing an unlimited fund of resource and joy and enlightenment. They succeed where the disturbed person fails, for they have successfully grappled with the most intricate difficulties and problems within their own heart. They who have succeeded in governing the within is best equipped to govern the without. The calm mind perceives a difficulty in all its bearings and understands best how to meet it. The disturbed mind, on the other hand, is lost and blind, seeing not where to go, but only feeling its own unhappiness and fear. The resources of the calm person are superior to all incidents that may befall them. Nothing can alarm them, nothing can find them unprepared, nothing can shake their strong and steadfast mind. Wheresoever duty may call, there will their strength manifest itself. Their mind, free from the frictions of self, exhibits its silent and patient power. Whether they are engaged in things worldly or things spiritual, they will do their work with concentrated vigor and penetrating insight. Calmness means that the mind is harmoniously adjusted, perfectly poised. It is a state of being that is attainable by all who seek it. The calm person is a beacon of hope and inspiration to all who cross their path. Their presence alone is enough to calm the most troubled situations. The culmination of all extremes, once so bitterly opposed and agonizing, has now been reconciled and merged into one grand central principle. The mind has identified itself with this principle, resulting in the taming and conquering of runaway passions, the purification of the intellect, and the merging of the will into the universal will. No longer is the will centered upon narrow personal ends, but rather, It is concerned with the greater good of all. True victory is achieved only when one attains perpetual calmness. If passing things continue to disturb an individual, it is a sign that their understanding is still immature and their heart is not yet pure. Progress in the triumph of life cannot be made while one flatters and deceives oneself. It is imperative to awaken and fully acknowledge that one's sins, sorrows, and troubles are of their own making and belong to their own imperfect condition. It is crucial to understand that miseries have their roots in one's own sins, not in the sins of others. Striving after calmness should be pursued with the same fervor as a covetous person strives after riches. Partial attainment should never be satisfactory. Only through this pursuit can one grow in grace, wisdom, strength, and peace. Calmness will descend upon the spirit like refreshing dew upon flowers. Strength, rest, love, and wisdom are all found where the calm mind resides. The individual who has fought and triumphed over their own failings after long toil in secret is the one who has successfully battled against themselves countless times. It is time to embrace this bold tone of voice and awaken to the fact that true victory lies in the pursuit of perpetual calmness. Remember, Isaiah 43:2, when you go through deep waters and great trouble, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up, the flames will not consume you. Self-control. The key to happiness. When mental energy is allowed to flow freely and follow the path of least resistance, it is a sign of weakness. However, when that same energy is harnessed, focused, and directed towards positive and productive goals, it becomes a powerful force. This transformation is achieved through the practice of self-control. It is important to note that self-control should not be confused with repression. Rather, it is a constructive expression of one's inner strength. Through this process, the weak becomes strong, the coarse becomes fine, and the base becomes noble. Virtue replaces vice, and dark passions are replaced by bright intellectuality. Those who simply hide their true nature to impress others are not practicing self-control, but rather, hypocrisy. Just as a mechanic transforms coal into gas and water into steam to benefit others, those who practice self-control transform their lower inclinations into finer qualities of intelligence and morality, ultimately leading to their own happiness and the betterment of the world. A person's level of happiness, wisdom, and greatness is directly proportional to their ability to control themselves. Conversely, those who allow their animal nature to dominate their thoughts and actions will find themselves miserable, foolish, and insignificant. So, let us all strive to be masters of our own minds and emotions, and in doing so, become powerful forces for good in the world. He who masters self, masters their life, their circumstances, and their destiny. They carry with them a constant source of happiness that cannot be taken away. On the other hand, those who lack self-control are at the mercy of their passions, circumstances, and fate. They rely on external factors for fleeting moments of happiness, only to be left disappointed and miserable when those moments pass. But fear not, for there is a force in the universe that cannot be destroyed or lost. Energy may be transformed, but it endures. By shedding old and harmful habits, we make room for new and better ones. Renunciation is the first step towards regeneration. Every indulgence, every forbidden pleasure, every hateful thought that we renounce is transformed into something more beautiful and lasting. Of course, this transformation is not instantaneous, nor is it painless. Nature demands effort and patience as the price of growth. Every victory in the march of progress is hard-won, but it is achieved and it endures. The struggle may be temporary, but the victory is permanent. To break free from deeply ingrained habits and to cultivate virtuous qualities requires a painful metamorphosis. It is a transitional period of darkness that demands patience and endurance. But the reward is worth the effort. By persevering through the struggle, we emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. So let us boldly embrace the challenge of self-mastery. Let us shed our old selves and emerge as something greater. For in doing so, we not only improve ourselves, but we also improve the world around us. This is where mankind falter. This is where they succumb to their primal instincts, abandoning self-discipline as too arduous and demanding. As a result, they fall short of achieving lasting happiness, and the path to triumph over evil remains obscured. The permanent happiness that they seek through indulgence, excitement, and surrender to unworthy pleasures can only be found in a life that rejects such impulses, a life of self-control. The further a person strays from perfect self-command, the further they fall from perfect happiness. They descend into misery and weakness, reaching the lowest depths of madness and complete lack of mental control, rendering them irresponsible. Conversely, the closer a person comes to perfect self-command, the nearer they approach to perfect happiness, rising into a state of joy and strength. The possibilities of such divine humanity are so magnificent that their grandeur and bliss are limitless. If a person wishes to comprehend the intimate and inseparable association between self-control and happiness, they need only look within their own heart and observe the world around them, where the destructive effects of uncontrolled tendencies are evident. They will witness how a rash word, a bitter retort, an act of deception, blind prejudice, or foolish resentment can bring about misery and even ruin. Reflecting on their own life, they will recall days of consuming remorse, restless anxiety, and crushing sorrow, periods of intense suffering that they endured due to a lack of self-control. For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, and virtue with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with steadfastness, and steadfastness with godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and brotherly affection with love. 2 Peter 1:5-7 ESV. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability, but with the temptation He will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. 1 Corinthians 10:13 ESV. Peace. Make each day a calm and peaceful day.